She was like, "Are you gonna cry?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't really think about when I'm gonna cry. I just cry."
I do too, but it's like fine because like I'm a Cancer rising, so I just get really emotional.
You can't use that every time. You can't say you're a Cancer rising because you're crying. That's not allowed.
I can say that,
No,
and
you
I literally
can't.
just.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
All right. Wait, are you good? Like we're good?
I don't know. Are you
good? Do you have your thoughts together?
I have thoughts.
All right.
Are they together? No. Have they ever been together? No. Hello.
No, this isn't.
He had to be a part of it too. He had to make it his moment.
He's like, it's been so long since I've been in this chair.
It's been so long since I've been on camera. Hi, that's not true. He's on camera like at
all
least
the time.
3 times a week.
He was on camera yesterday. He has to be on camera.
He
knows when I'm live.
Is he a Leo?
No, he's a Pisces.
Emotional.
Or Aries. I don't know.
Oh.
April. Is April Aries? Or is that Pisces?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I'll be honest. I only know July. End of July is Leo.
Find your spot. That's not your spot.
Find a spot. He's trying so hard.
He just wants to fit in.
Me.
All right, let's go.
It's been a while, but I'm here now. I don't know the rest of the song.
You've been saying that for the last 5 minutes, so it holds no weight for me in terms of like the impact that you were hoping it would be for the people on the podcast. I hope it held weight because I've been hearing this for 10 minutes now.
It's like a hyper.
It's been a while, but I'm here now. I know I've kept you waiting.
That's the.
No,
I didn't even know the next part.
It's been a while, but I'm here. No, it's been a while.
But I'm here
I know I've kept you waiting.
Oh,
but I'm here now.
I didn't even say it right.
Because she sang that song when she returned from going bald.
Same.
And like attacking the paparazzi.
That's actually why we haven't been around, is because I went crazy and shaved off my hair.
It's actually a wig. Yeah,
it
correct.
Is a wig.
Yeah.
I should have worn the like fuck ass wig that we did for Sam.
The Colby fuck ass wig. Yeah. I don't even know where mine is right now.
I don't know either because I moved at some point, and it's just like it was in a box, and now it's just like in a void of like things that get lost when you move.
Nice. You do? I hope Monty finds it at some point.
Yeah, and it's like,
yeah,
like when you find like a scrunchie, but it's like, who bald man? Who bald man have you been around?
Who bald men? Well, it's been a while.
I wasn't lying.
It's been a long time. It's been maybe like a month and a half since we've posted anything on this channel. We've been living.
We have been living. Things have been lived. I moved, I think. Yeah, I moved.
You definitely moved. Where did you come from today?
I crawled out of the sewer.
Yeah, okay. She moved.
My favorite way of travel.
Yeah.
I moved. Things have happened. I mean, I don't think that too much has happened in my life since the, like, hiatus. But
you moved. That's a big thing.
It's a pretty okay thing.
Yeah.
It's a pretty nice thing to do.
Yeah, you moved into your own place.
I did. And I love it now. Took me a while. Took me a hell of a while.
Yeah.
But I do. It's starting to feel like home.
Good.
Helps that Monty's also home.
He's still home?
Yes.
Good.
He took after he came home, because he was only supposed to be home for a week, he took vacation because he's like, I
don't want to go back.
He's like, obviously, like, I want to be around you. Like, now that I'm around you, I want to be around you. And, like, it sucks to have to go back so soon. And he also, like, 3 months being at work full time, essentially. He's like, I didn't realize how exhausted I was until I came home and slept in and was like, oh, I actually can't move my body because I'm so fucking tired. Mm-hmm. Just like, that's so valid.
You're on like go nonstop.
Yeah, and then stop. I mean, he's also been like, when he moved in, he was like, wow, there's a lot of furniture we need because everything's on the floor. Mm-hmm. So it's been nice. We've been going like furniture shopping, grocery shopping, just doing all the domestic stuff that like we didn't get to do before. Mm-hmm. You know, cuddling in bed, bickering about where plates should go, like all the fun shit.
Yeah.
That, like, it's just exciting when you move in with somebody.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've kind of taken a hiatus away from the podcast, and it was really just due to like life and timing of things. And during that time, we took an opportunity to kind of reflect on like, you know, nearing almost 100 episodes, where I think we're at like 85 now, and kind of like rediscovering like time away from recording, as well as like, you know, you take stock of your life when you like take a break. But also I feel like we're both kind of in this interesting place in our life right now where we're in a state of transition and kind of like looking at our life long term, and looking back on the things that we did within the last few years, which for us has both like since we started this podcast to like where we are now, like a lot of things have changed for us, even creatively. Like my community has grown quite a bit within like my streaming space, as well as other like platforms that I record on and like make content for. And then Spencer created her own community and her own platform that she didn't have when we initially started.
Not at all.
So, yeah. And then on top of that, like obviously, like we both work. I think at the time when we started the podcast, were you still in school?
I was a student full time, which like I had a lot of free time on my hands, essentially, like to do things like this and to put the energy into something like this, because I've been reflecting. So I don't know, do we drop it now? Is it in the title?
Well, I think the title is going to be like, we have some news. But yeah, the news is that the podcast is going to be sunset on this channel. In terms of what that looks like, that's whether it's temporary or permanent, I don't think either of us had the answer for that, because this has always been a platform that's very much kind of like emotion of where we're at in our lives and what we want to do creatively together. You know, we took people in and kind of showed them, Spencer and I, behind the lens of who we are and like our very long-term friendship and the kind of like dynamic that we've carried for a majority of us knowing each other. And the Dysfunctional Duo was set up to be kind of like a creative outlet for Spencer, because she wanted to do something and wanted to try something that felt collaborative. And for me, I wanted to expand into what forms of creativity I could expand into and how that could be integrated in, since Spencer, previously to us creating Dysfunctional Duo, we had already done some podcasts, because like my husband and I had started like a podcast that obviously didn't take off, and Spencer kind of integrated into that and supported with that. And then we decided we wanted to move forward with Dysfunctional Duo. Now, just because we've decided that we're no longer going to continue to film episodes every single week doesn't mean that the Dysfunctional Duo as a brand and as a channel is not going to have continuous stuff.
Absolutely.
I think us making this decision kind of fell into like multiple folds, and one of them was because we, of course, started taking on more challenges and doing more things because people got more interested and engaged in who we were as people and how we interact with one another, rather than us just like deciding what we wanted to create. And that kind of caused a bit of a ripple effect that we discovered of people want us to do more challenges, people want us to try things out a little bit more, and it may not fully integrate into the content that we're developing for the podcast, but we don't have the time or the capacity to expand the way that we wanted to expand. And on top of that, it was one of those things where, again, like taking stock of your life and going like, what is priority for me in terms of creating content? It both kind of integrated back into, we care about our Twitch community. We care about streaming. Spencer has found a really like enjoyable process in creating her stream account. And obviously I love my Twitch community, and everybody in there knows that. And that's grown pretty significantly since we started filming these podcast episodes. And so we chatted it out. We discussed kind of like, you know, is this kind of worth the squeeze in terms of the stuff that we were doing before? And are we finding the same enjoyment out of it? Or should we, you know, or is it feeling repetitive? Is it feeling a little bit like we're losing that spark that we initially had? And can we transfer that into content where Spencer and I could do challenges and us watching movies together and reacting to movies for the first time and doing shorter videos, but still having the Dysfunctional Duo platform to share that with you guys?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think we both decided that like At least for me, I don't know about you. I won't speak on your behalf, but I felt that like when you offered me the position of co-host for the Dysfunctional Duo and I signed the invisible contract, I was genuinely really excited because I A, had no idea what to expect, and B, I had always wanted to put myself in front of a camera because I'm a Leo and I need that attention. But
Turns out she fucking hates it because she's so hard on herself.
I am very hard on myself, and yet I still enjoy it, but in different ways. I do feel like the Dysfunctional Duo podcast was such a stepping stone that I needed in my life to get the ball rolling. And so, like, I appreciate that everything that we did here. But at the same time, I feel like we've kind of run its course. And, like, I'm just, as much as we're, like, yappers, there gets to a point where, like, what the fuck do we talk about? Like, genuinely, honestly, like, what do we talk about? Like, some days you have nothing to say, and it's just because, like, life takes over, and, you know, for the 2 weeks that we hadn't seen each other, we were just doing mundane, everyday human things. And so when we get together, it's kind of like, oh, shit, we didn't come up with a topic.
No, but I also think...
and we don't have a fun story.
It turned into, you know, the podcast is meant to be a little bit mundane sometimes and for us to just talk. The issue is that our lives have gotten busier and like all fronts of the things that we focus on. And unfortunately, the podcast was becoming a lot of an energy suck for us in terms of like meeting, filming, editing, all this kind of stuff. And we're not at a capacity where we can continue to bite off more, even though we want to do more. It was always, the goal was to do more and expand more. And I would love it in some future opportunity for us to return to this and integrate it back into our life if that turns into something that can happen. But it turned into us wanting to do more creative things and going like, well, when will we have the time to do these things? Because we are doing other things. Like I'm streaming pretty consistently throughout the week. Spencer's streaming pretty consistently throughout the week. I'm making my own content, editing my own content. Spencer's doing the same. And then on top of that, we're both working 9 to 5s. And then, you know, I run a secondary business on top of that, which I'm trying to get off the ground. So it's one of those things where you start trying to kind of like look at the things you're doing and like what can take priority here. And you really can only bite off so much. So that's why us deciding that we were going to sunset the podcast isn't like, well, we're never going to have it come back. I don't know what the future is going to look like, but in the perfect world, would love to continue to carry this on, even if it has like a second life where maybe Spencer and I aren't in the same room, but we're doing it through, you know, online talks and stuff like that. Like if we can integrate this back in, we absolutely would. And there's nothing to say that we don't come back for special podcast episodes where
absolutely,
if we have things we want to talk about, if we have things that's like, yeah, this is an hour worth of content that we could like talk to each other, we'll come back and we'll create another podcast episode. This isn't goodbye forever. This is just like goodbye for now for the platform to which we're functioning within the podcast setting.
I agree. Yeah. I don't like, again, like this isn't necessarily like a goodbye video because we're not disappearing.
We're not going anywhere.
We're just manifesting our presence into different forms. You know, Twitch specifically is kind of where we both found so much love for like actually
and creating together, right? Yeah. Like gaming together and that space. Very much like awoke the things that we enjoy to work on collaboratively, and that's streaming together. When we started the podcast, Spencer wasn't streaming. So this was our own form of collaborative work that we were doing together because we've always wanted to create together, but we never understood what that would look like. And so we started the podcast because it felt very natural. It felt like something very seamless to what we had already done previously. It felt like a place where we could kind of like have a soapbox. I think I was surprised to how many people enjoyed looking forward to our episodes and how many people have reached out and been like, you know, I listened to this episode and thank you for this input. And I have to say thank you to the community of people who listen and give a shit about two weird girls who just talk about like literally anything and everything. The investment that you guys have given to us for two people who you don't really fully know or like would fully trust that we're going to give you content that you wouldn't necessarily enjoy. We've created quite a community of people off of that. And that's something that I literally will never not be shocked about is just that people invest in our friendship and invest in the things that we care about and take interest in the things that we talk about. And, you know, we enjoy each other's company, but other people enjoy our company together too. And the Dysfunctional Duo did that in ways that other platforms would have never done for us. And we get to kind of carry that legacy on in terms of like anyone who was here for the stage of Dysfunctional Duo, like baseline podcast episodes will always remember this period of time. But like anything, there's always kind of, everything kind of comes to an end at some point, and it feels like this is a natural transition into things that are going on within our lives and within our ability to like work and our time frames and capacity and not feeling burnt out as well, I think is a huge thing too. And
the burnout was pretty hard.
And we had a lot of like ideas that we wanted to give you guys of like taste test videos and different quirky videos that we have done on my channel before, of like us trying Japanese snacks and cooking videos and all this kind of stuff that we really do want to integrate back into the content that we're making, but there's no capacity or time to provide that to you. And at a point we were kind of like, well, it doesn't seem like anyone's interested in that. But then we started getting people going like, well, you guys should do this and you guys should try this. And oh yeah, we would love to see you guys, you know, react to movies.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so we were like, oh shit, okay, there's a desire and a need for it, but we don't have the capacity to provide it. So what if we could take the time that we're creating the podcast and put a little bit more time and effort into creating videos that would, you know, not go out within a schedule set time, but the channel would still continue to live on through content that Spencer and I would make together. And that's kind of what we came to the decision on, that felt good for us, aligned with the stuff that we were doing, felt seamless in terms of how they would fit in with the content that we were making for stream and for our video game channels and everything like that. I don't know if you have your channel set up yet, but Spencer's going to be like filming VODs and creating a YouTube channel and doing all of that on her end. And so this felt like a more seamless kind of approach into what our creative journey is turning into. And then if we can integrate back into the podcast at some point where we feel like we're ready to do so, that would be awesome. But I feel like we both felt like we had more to give, but we didn't have the time or the capacity to do that. So we thought we would pivot, is really what this is turning into.
In a perfect world, obviously, like, I think we would have kept the podcast had we not have our 9-to-5 jobs. Like, if we could just be full-on content creators, like, we wouldn't have to necessarily like lay her to rest for now. And again, like as Sarah said, this isn't necessarily a permanent decision. This is just a temporary decision, and it's really a decision we're making so that we can expand the content that you guys want to see and we want to create as well.
100%.
You know, we're just simply putting it aside for now. And maybe we might never pick it up. Maybe we will pick it up in like 2 years. Like, who the hell knows? Maybe we'll be 50 years old sitting here as the dysfunctional old bitches talking about menopause.
Very much so. Or, you know, what if we pick it back up and it's not within the same room, but we're doing it through like a live stream style? Like, there's so much that we could come back and do with this. And ultimately, like, Spencer and I aren't going anywhere. Like, we still remain in each other's lives. And, like, we're still going to do content and create content and you know, even to just like extend past that, if anyone on this channel is solely a podcast watcher, if you want and miss a piece of that kind of like dialogue that Spencer and I do have, we still integrate a lot of that into the stuff that we do when we live stream together.
Oh yeah, we don't shut up. Like, when you put us together in a room or even like on the same stream, like, we will yap forever, and it's essentially like a mini podcast within our like gaming.
Yeah. So it's not, it truly has transitioned. And that's the other piece of it, is we're like, well, we talked about everything we wanted to talk about last night. And then we show up the next morning and we're like, well, what the fuck do we talk about? Because we literally talked about everything we wanted to talk about when we were streaming together. And so it was one of those things where it literally was turning into something that we weren't fully prepared to see. But again, we created this podcast like truly maybe a year and a half ago, when our lives and really more particularly like the things that I've been doing have just been kind of growing and increasing, but Spencer was in a completely different position in her life creatively. And so this was her creative outlet. This was the creative platform where she could kind of express herself and connect with the community and explore that piece. Whereas now it's not the only area to which you're expanding in that. And so it's now transitioned into something. And then we very seamlessly fit in together when we started streaming together.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we've always had that natural chemistry. I guess it's because we've known each other for so long.
Probably.
But like I do truly believe everything happens for a reason. And I will always have love for the podcast because it taught me everything I needed to know about content creation, honestly. Like, especially when I started editing. Because that, like, I kind of had to essentially force myself. And then Sarah was a huge help to learn how to edit videos, like videography, even how to talk to a camera, you know? Like, I don't think I would have been as successful in Twitch had I not had the podcast first. Yeah. If I'm being just so for real, so for honest with you. So there's so much about it that just, like, it was for me my first stepping stone. I needed it. I would not have been able to move past my own insecurities into wanting to become a content creator if it was not for the platform. And it also, like, it's so comforting to know that we have such a great community out there
that a lot of them transition from stream to the podcast or vice versa. Like, a lot of you who do watch our podcast every week also tune in when we stream and we go live and we play together, or when we stream separately and we are doing our own thing on our own platforms. So to know that so many of you that we connect with, we're still connecting with on a regular basis is also what helped us make this decision, because we wanted to make sure that we weren't cutting off connection for people. And again, I want to loop back in this concept that this isn't the last thing you'll see on this channel. We will be bringing more content for you, and more variety of content that I think you probably have never seen before, and things that maybe you didn't even realize would be like nice to see. For example, the next video that we'll be releasing on this channel, Spencer and I are watching Pokemon, the first movie, for the first time ever. So you'll actually see a snippet video of us reacting to that movie for the first time. And that's going to be the first video that you will see us in Dysfunctional Duo form, but doing something completely different on this channel. So in terms of the content that we're doing together, and that was the other thing, is we're like, well, we want to do challenges and we want to do stuff, but like, do we create a new channel? Do we create a Patreon? Like, what do we do so that we can continue to do the stuff that, you know, before we even started filming the podcast, Spencer and I really started filming together on these ideas that I wanted to do that really didn't fit seamlessly into my gaming channel. But I was like, I don't really know where else to film this content. I don't really know what else to do. You know, we want to do like ghost hunting videos, and we want to do taste test videos, and we might want to do like, we can integrate in the smash or pass videos, but then do it in a shorter form on a YouTube video. Like, those things won't go away. They are just going to be in a different style of filming content, I would say, is the best way to put it.
Honestly, I think just what it comes down to is like, we're people and we're ever evolving, and that's just exactly what's happening. We've just decided to continue to evolve how we create content. It's like, I don't know if anyone's gonna find this like sad. I honestly cried about it when I was thinking about like how this is gonna be like our last podcast episode. I did cry about it because it's like, it's just like so much happened.
She was like, are you going to cry? And I was like, I don't know. I don't really think about when I'm going to cry. I just cry.
I do too. But it's fine because, like, I'm a Cancer rising. So I just get really emotional.
You can't use that every time. You can't say you're a Cancer rising because you're crying. That's not allowed. I can't say that. No, and you can't. Just did. That is the most girl thing to say. Like,
I'm a girl.
Men never go, I'm a Cancer rising. I'm having a bad day.
Can you just, like, have a moment? Because I'm having a moment. I'm a Cancer rising. I need you to, like, walk away in the middle of like a work meeting. I'm a Cancer rising.
But girls are always like, well, I'm a Pisces, so that's why I'm so sensitive. And it's like, okay, shh, quiet.
I'm all of the above. Yeah. But it's just like, it's sad, but it's also exciting. Because like, I know that like this isn't an end. It's just like one door closes, so another door opens. And that's all it is at the end of the day. Like, it's really not that deep.
Well, and I think like, am I sad that we're closing the chapter of this? For sure. I mean, I'm gonna look back on our stream clips in particular. There's some moments that I think are absolutely phenomenal, and it's such a pleasure to look back and see kind of like the epitome of what our friendship is in those pieces, and for people to be like, oh yeah, like I immediately was locked in when I saw this one clip, or we see your guys' comments and we see you engage with us. And I think that's the thing that makes me sad, is that's going to either change or also close with this, right? Like some of you have joined this channel because you specifically liked watching podcasts, and if that's not the vibe, the change that we've created, and that's not what you're here for, then it's totally understandable that you're like, well, I don't know if I feel like I belong within the space anymore. And it's like, for sure, that's totally okay. But that side of people engaging with it, or even like stream is such a good example of it, because we have so many people who are from the podcast that also are a part of that community, and we're having like open dialogue with people when we are streaming, when we're talking about those things, and they take those pieces that Spencer and I talk about that is very subconscious of who we are. We're not creating a script to try and like form styles of document. We're just talking from the heart, but like so many things have now become a part of our brand as the Dysfunctional Duo, and then people, they hold to that and they go like, okay, well, Spencer's now the buttered popcorn flavored jelly bean girl, and like that is just now become the thing. And there's something about that neither of us have the control to manifest. That is just the natural progression of connecting with the community, and that is something that is going to change, unfortunately, because now it's not like unfiltered content and dialogue. Now it's a little bit more edited, shorter form style videos. You're not sitting with us for an hour. You might be with us for 30 minutes or 10 minutes, like depending on the video, but it's going to be a little bit more edited rather than this unfiltered process that we've had for 85 episodes or whatever it's been.
85, I think it's been like almost 2 years or something like
well, that. And 85 doesn't seem like a lot when you think about it, but in terms of numbers and every single week you're filming, it starts to stack up very quickly, that you've realized, oh my God, I've quickly invested years or more than a year of my time to this one thing that we really loved and we really cared about. We really thought about how we wanted to create the Dysfunctional Duo and what that was going to be and all this kind of stuff. So again, very much so, there could be a very strong chance that Spencer and I are going to talk about something. We're going to be like, fuck, you know what? This is a podcast episode. Absolutely. And we come back for a new episode, but it's not going to be this weekly release. It's going to be like when we feel that it's appropriate to the things that we want to do creatively or what we want to talk about, all this kind of stuff. This channel, specifically the YouTube channel that most of you are watching this video on, the platform was for Spencer and I to creatively come together and create content. It turned into the podcast, but the Dysfunctional Duo itself, the channel will not die. We are not removing these episodes. You will be able to watch back the episodes that you enjoy watching, or if you want to look back, and if people find us and they're like, oh, I like this podcast, but you want to like track from episode 1, which you really shouldn't, because the first episode was fucking
Start from like episode 30.
Yeah, maybe hit 30 and then go in. But these will still be stuff that you can track back on. You can look back on. These episodes aren't going anywhere, but then we'll have this kind of new life of what the Dysfunctional Duo is. And it's funny because I think about that idea that Spencer said, like we're evolving beings, and the things that we're creating evolves. A fun fact is, anybody who follows me on my other channel, that is the Sarah K channel, that started as my husband and I's podcast channel. And I actually have videos that are privated in there that are episodes that me and my husband did in our old apartment during COVID. And then I started streaming during that time, and my husband was like, I don't really want to film the podcast anymore. So it really turned into a different channel. But it's crazy to think back and go, holy shit, the origins of what I had created is not where I ended up. And I would have never thought that I was going to lean headfirst into streaming. That was the thing that I loved and how I was going to connect with people. It was just one opportunity for me to explore. So this is kind of what we've decided to, really lean into, is this is just another progression of the Dysfunctional Duo and who we are as people. And I have some really cool ideas that will be coming your guys' way. There's a lot of really exciting things that are coming from like where we're at in our lives right now. And we're really excited to share those pieces with you in a completely different context. So if you still care about us as the duo and are wanting that piece of it, like we're not going anywhere. And here's the other thing too, is like, the really wonderful and kind of like awesome thing about the Dysfunctional Duo is like, we were the Dysfunctional Duo before we turned on a camera. We've been the Dysfunctional Duo since we were 10 years old.
Yeah.
So as Spencer and I, we're never not going to be in each other's lives. We're never not going to like be around. But we could very easily like want to just like do a quick TikTok and put that on our Dysfunctional Duo like TikTok page, and that's a piece of the Dysfunctional Duo that you've never seen before, but we get to explore and expand into ways that we've never done before. And that's why I'm excited and not necessarily sad, because I have so much more to give you guys, and this is the platform to where we can give it to you. So
I'm gonna give it to you.
I'm gonna give it to you. X gon' give it to you. And again, you know, we said this before, but I just want to reiterate, if you're missing that piece of the Dysfunctional Duo dialogue, you want to see Spencer and me like conversing and that kind of, the stream is the place where it exists. It's turned into a different mode. Even though it's not going to be here, it's not like it doesn't exist. So, you know, we play video games together all the time. If you're looking for that kind of dialogue, that kind of connection, that piece of it, you will find it on our channels. We will make sure to link our channels in the description for anybody who wants to kind of get that piece. And for anybody who feels like they've kind of like hit the end of what the Dysfunctional Duo is, that's totally absolutely fine. And I'm very grateful for the time and the investment that you've put into this piece of this Dysfunctional Duo. I will always look back fondly on this part that we did, and the things that we created, and the pieces that kind of brought it all together. I mean, we're doing things in our own platforms now because of the things we've talked about in the podcast. Like, it really has become a bit of a full circle. And I know some people who came from the podcast and then came to our streams and came to our personal content. And so the like kind of funnel that it has created is wild to me. For like, you know, when people are like, well, I discovered you through your like shorts on your podcast, and I'm like, holy shit, like that's crazy that like now you're here and you're watching me play video games with my friend.
I know, we've like immortalized a part of like ourselves. Yeah, you know, the selves of us in our 20s, because I'm 30 now, so I've clearly outgrown this. I'm too old.
Don't worry, I'm still here.
I have like a young person filter on my face. Actually, if I take it off, I'm like disgruntled.
She turned 30. She woke up and her back hurt immediately.
Oh yeah, I actually have no hair. I'm completely gray. Mm-hmm. My like jowls are down to the floor. Yeah, mama, very much. It's pretty bad, but you know, thank God for filters. Thank God for AI. It's what's keeping me here.
Fucking burn it all to the ground.
But this was like it was just such a fun experience. Like, I honestly, like, from a personal perspective, having the community that we have has built up my confidence so much to like go on and be bigger and better than I ever could have imagined myself to be. Because I know that like regardless of what I do, people are going to care. And that makes me care, you know? I know that's probably backwards. I should care regardless. But, like, it's soothing.
That's how I live my life. I'm like, I'll just do it. And whatever happens, happens.
And see, I'm
delusional in that way. That's where my delusion exists.
You call me delusional. She's the delusional one. Yeah. I'm just riddled with anxiety. But it's comforting to know that, like, you guys cared about us. It is comforting. You made this experience so much fun for us. Regardless, we would have had fun because we're just good friends. But like you came in and you built up our community and you helped us grow and you invested your time into us, which is something that like we will forever be grateful for. Yeah. Like, why am I crying?
When's your period?
I just had it.
Oh, okay.
I should be like in my luteal or my ovulation.
Follicular.
Whatever. I should be happy. I am happy though. Do I look happy? I will say, like, it's been kind of nice not having to like edit so many videos a week. I will say I'm very grateful for that. But like coming back to the podcast, I didn't realize how much I missed it until I sat in the chair and was like, oh shit.
Until you sat in the chair. I know it's crazy to be back in this room and in this space and be filming when we haven't been here for so many weeks. Like, it really does feels very bittersweet, and it you know, Spencer's right. But again, because this doesn't feel like goodbye, it doesn't doesn't feel like it feels like we're just turning a page into a new chapter rather than closing the book completely. And that's what it is.
The book ends when we die. But we're immortalized.
Or one of us can no longer carry on. Then we can't be the dysfunctional duo anymore.
We'd be just dysfunction.
Yeah, just one
singular dysfunction. That's actually sad.
Yeah.
We will always be the duo till death do us part.
I mean, yeah, within our friendship for sure, but like the trajectory to where you'll see it, like I don't really know. But that's the really wonderful thing is like Spencer and I are in a place in our life right now where, like, again, I said this at the beginning, like we are transitioning into new phases of our lives, and it's making itself very well known that is the case. And so the thing that we've created, you know, for me, I've been doing this since 2020, when COVID happened, and I was looking for a creative outlet to do anything. So that's really when I started just like picking up a camera and making content, period. And none of it was for a like none of it was to like do anything out of it rather than just to create content and feel like I'm being creative and I'm making something. And that was what I was really hungry for. And so for it to turn into something that like could have never imagined is wild to me. And I will literally never not be grateful for what it has done for me, for my life, for my friends. And so to see where it's going to carry on within, you know, another 10 years, 5 years, whatever I have no idea what it's going to look like, but
it's exciting.
But this gets to go with it. This gets to go the distance with us in a new way. And that's something I'm really excited for. So, I wanted to close out this episode. This is probably going to be shorter than our usual episodes, but I wanted to close out our episodes by saying what were the top 3 favorite moments during this podcast for you?
Oh my God. For sure the one where we fought the cheetah girls. I can't even remember what we were doing.
I can't even remember what we were doing too. It was something like, who could you fight Disney edition?
Yeah, it was like, who'd you go?
But then
I tried to make it more creative.
But then it was like, who could you fight doing this activity rather than like fighting fists out?
And we were just so stupid that episode. That episode, like I remember editing that, and I could like it took me longer than normal because I couldn't stop like going back and rewatching clips because they kept making me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that we talked about aliens. Obviously, like my top. I loved our alien episodes so fucking much.
Mm-hmm.
They were just like so stupid. Let's see. I trauma blocked like the first 30 episodes because I was not prepared for a podcast. That was one thing. I was like, I would love to do a podcast with you, Sarah, and I signed the contract that never existed. And then I realized sitting in front of a camera, I'm like, I don't know what to fucking do. So anything and everything would just fall out of my fucking mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But that's you. Like, I don't think that is like unnatural behavior. That's just, you are kind of unfiltered and you are kind of like in the moment. What the fuck is she gonna say? It's very Leo of you. And like, I know you've said before, like, oh, I'm trying not to do that, but it's like, you're trying to avoid your natural instinct.
I am. It's true. I just like, a part of me is like, that's not who I want to be. But then it is who I am. So I'm like, why am I fighting it?
Yeah.
You're not Zoella. You're not some poised little British girl. You are a hardcore Canadian bitch. And
yeah,
I love
you're
you.
You're Spencer. That's what you're bringing to the platform is you.
Some of my favorite episodes that we filmed never made it to air.
I know, and that was what was on my list. Was some of my favorite episodes that we actually created were ones that you guys never saw, because our camera fucking didn't work, or our audio broke, or something happened. Some of those episodes were probably my favorite, but I feel like the ones that you probably did see. The Sam and Colby episode was definitely one of my favorites.
Such a good episode.
Where we dressed like Sam and Colby. It was a Halloween episode. It was probably one of like the first time I ever like really made a plan for something and really thought like, you know, creatively, like how can we kind of script this out and plan this out. And so that was really exciting. I felt like I was like in an absolute high of like wanting to create all this stuff. We did a bunch of stuff for TikTok for that. Like there was just a lot of cool stuff that came out of that. I say any of our Smash or Pass episodes probably will live on as like some of my absolute favorites. The Pokemon. I feel like we did another Smash or Pass that was Oh, the one where we thought if we could fight Pokemon, that was probably one of my favorite episodes. The words that I had for Jigglypuff will live on is probably some of my favorite dialogue I've ever had between you.
When we would read scary stories too, I really liked those ones. When we had
the
like
creepypastas and stuff.
Yeah, when we'd read creepypastas.
Yeah,
and we enjoyed those.
yeah, that was very, very fun. And then probably like I just have this moment in like it's really been idolized in my brain, and I don't remember how we even got there in terms of. Actually, I think it was the episode. Okay, one of my favorite episodes was the one that I came up with, and it was Spencer has to figure out Disney movies, but with like no real context of what they are, like quite literal of what the movie is about.
Yeah.
And in that episode, we were talking about Mulan, and that's when you were talking about
just
gay
just
corn.
Give me gay.
And
you were like, yeah, absolutely.
And it went so over my head, and I remember being absolutely shocked that A, I agreed to something I didn't know I was agreeing to, and B, that like it came out so casually for you. And so that probably will live on as one of my favorite clips. I mean, there was so many moments that just felt like spontaneous and just like a perfect depiction of our friendship and how we function on a day-to-day with each other. So it's really hard to kind of pick our favorite moments, but I definitely feel like any of those kind of like tailored episodes we did were probably my favorite.
I agree. When we had like like certain things that we planned to do, I think that we just had a little bit more fun with it.
Yeah.
Not that we didn't have fun talking, but those ones could take us to directions like I wish I could erase from me.
Yeah, right. And I feel like on an even more serious front, like some of my favorite episodes like within the community was when we were really opening up and talking about our experiences. You know, like I went through a very really traumatizing loss and shared it with you guys, and you really welcomed it with open arms. Spencer talked about her experience of feeling out of place and feeling displaced when she came out of school, and what her career was going to look like, and who like she was questioning kind of pieces of herself. And we got an opportunity to talk to you guys about those pieces, like those real human moments that we all have, but Spencer and I had on this podcast. And for people to like reciprocate that and to share their own experiences and connect with those pieces, I think that's probably going to be one of my favorite moments is to realize that like down to the end of it, this podcast was really just a human experience.
Super human. This has actually been a human experimentation. You guys didn't know, but you're in on it.
That's why we called you the dysfunctional victims, because you've actually not signed any paper,
social
but
experiment.
it's just a great social experiment.
You fell for it, haha. What's the experiment you say? Anyways, thank
We're
you so much.
We're actually leaving
because
they're pulling the funding, so we can no longer afford this experiment.
That's
correct.
all we have to go.
So we have to leave. They're actually cleaning out the office as we speak. We're actually like there's a guy in front of us with a clock going like fucking hurry it up.
Yeah, wrap it up. Wrap it up.
He's like, the new experiment is gonna be in 20 minutes. You gotta get the fuck out of here.
They're gonna be blonde this time, so you'll enjoy them better.
Yeah, don't worry. They'll be, you know, they'll talk to you about your health tips and how to be a skinny woman at the age of 40 and how to, you know, make $100,000 in a year. That's what you're getting. So I hope you're excited for that new podcast. That'll be coming out on Fridays, not Saturdays. No, wait,
no.
We film on Saturdays, and so I literally thought we released these on Saturdays.
They'll be coming out Monday morning.
They'll be coming out on a regular schedule, so at least that's new for you.
There you go.
But yeah, anyways, I just want to say a big thank you to you guys. If you stuck around till the end of this episode, thank you for sticking around. Please continue to stick around if you want to see more pieces of us. We're going to have content coming up on this channel. I can't guarantee when or where or how long, but it's going to continue to come. So stick around if you want to see what this little dysfunctional duo does in life, I guess.
Yeah, stick around. Watch us continue to grow and grow with us. That's all we want. Honestly, like we're not disappearing. We're simply just growing, and we invite you to grow along with us, however you choose to do so. And if you don't choose to do so, then It was good having you around. It was nice knowing you for the time that we had together.
Very much so.
Yeah.
If you want to see more of us, and truly, like we always say this, but like truly go check out Spencer's streaming channel, my streaming channel. I have a YouTube channel. I don't know if Spencer's going to have a YouTube channel by the time this episode comes out, but she will. If you want to see more pieces of us, there are platforms where you can find us. So, yeah. With that, I think we just have to say we'll see you guys in another video, in another environment,
in another time, in another universe.
No, same universe.
I was trying to be that dramatic.
But you're wrong.
I'm always wrong.
But it was wrong. So
any final words, Sarah?
No, I like it was wrong to be my last words. Thank you very much.
Mine is fish.
Oh my fucking god. We have to go.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you wherever.
Bye.
Bye.